to go to Matt Finn, who's on the ground outside in Minneapolis. Matt.
Hey guys, this is becoming an escalating scene here outside of the rally. A short while ago, we saw people lighting MAGA hats on fire, lighting other things on fire, people rushing police, throwing objects at police, calling them pigs. And happening here right now, there's a confrontation of reporters lined up against police. It's kind of settled down now, but for a while there, this was a pretty intense scene. Here comes something that was just thrown now, I don't know, a cup or something at police officers. But, you know, the scene all night long has been intensifying. People have been in our faces. There have been instigators. There have been a few characters who sought to disrupt and suppress media crews here tonight. And it seems like right now this is coming to a point where hopefully things will eventually settle. We'll continue to monitor this and update you throughout the night.
But Matt, I got a question for you if you can hear me. What's going to happen when you got 20,000 Trump supporters exit those buildings wearing those MAGA hats?
What is that question?
What is going to happen when the 20,000 people that are Trump supporters exit that building?
That's what we've kind of been bracing for. I guess it's anyone's guess. There are police here in riot gear. There are police close, nearby, around the block. There is certainly a very large police presence. We see buses. We see all types of vehicles. And there are, I mean, you might be able to see some on camera, but there are some bad actors in this crowd tonight. We have experienced them. They have been vulgar. They have been jumping in front of our cameras, cursing at us, which is typical for any protest. I have personally covered crowds and protests outside of Donald Trump rallies across this country, and tonight I would say is right up there with a crowd that has some of the worst instigators. And you know, we witnessed some type of what might have been tear gas earlier. There's something else that was just thrown at a police officer on a horse. These people are calling officers pigs. So unfortunately, there are some people here, some protesters, who are exercising their freedom of speech and right to protest, but also instigating.
Matt, how many people are we talking about in this this riotous type of atmosphere that you're in? How many people are protesting?
I hate to use numbers on air because then we get criticized for, you know, giving a wrong estimate. But I would say, you know, we see at least hundreds of people here right now. And earlier in the night, there were at least 1,000 protesters here, and that might be a low estimate.
So again, as people are now, the rally is wrapped up. Do you see any of those people in the arena actually coming out and getting close to what we're seeing on camera?
So what you're seeing on camera is this line between police and demonstrators, and because the protesters kind of rushed police, they actually rushed in the opposite direction of the arena. These protesters now are facing away from the arena, so I can't tell from my vantage point, but perhaps the President Trump supporters are exiting the arena without running into these people right now.
And when they started to come into the arena, were the protesters though allowed to get in close proximity to those people, or were they separated into a different area?
So we've been out here all day, and, you know, as we see with Trump rallies across the country, thousands, and there's another object just thrown at the horse. You know, the horse are obviously reacting to this. But to answer your question, you know, we're out here all day, thousands and thousands of people lined up, but they were separated from the protesters, and the majority of the protesters you're seeing here right now did not arrive until later in the evening. So the majority of the President Trump supporters lining up to get inside of the rally did not face these protesters on the way in, but it seems like there are certainly going to be some that are going to have to face them on the way out.
We see a number of people with signs and they're yelling and screaming things. Can you give us a sense of what is their message?
We're hearing some of the signature chants, whose streets, our streets, shut it down. You know, I can't confirm, but our crew and our security identified what are probably members of Antifa. They have, you know, they have the handkerchiefs covering their mouths. We had to relocate several times throughout the night. We are okay, but there were several times when instigators were going to clearly interfere with our reports, and that's what they wanted to do. And that's their message, that they come here to shut it down, and that's what they're doing. We saw saw one, maybe two fires just moments ago, what very much appeared to be MAGA hats on fire. We saw people cursing police, rushing at them, throwing all types of objects at them, and we're still witnessing that right now. People are throwing bottles at police on horses. The horses are reacting. They're backing up. There were a couple moments just a short while ago that were very intense. This now is a much more calm scene, but there are still a lot of people out here, and there are still a lot of police pushing back.
Matt, thank you for that report, and stay safe.